Hey everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Halo. Last time we had to bail out of our wonderful spaceship, and we were headed for a crash landing on Halo. Although I guess we don't know it's called Halo yet, but it is.
We're coming in too fast! Damn! Air brake failure! They blew too early! I'm losing her! Brace for impact! Chief? Chief, can you hear me? At last! Are you alright? Can you move? Yeah, there's the impact. There's nothing we can do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we are on Halo for the first time.
Tangles.
That feels so good.
It's solid ground, but it's,
Multiple Covenant dropships.
I don't know, would you call it artificial solid ground?
It doesn't look like a natural formation.
You dingus.
I remember just trying to get on the bottom of that, like, spending so much time landing on the bottom bridge to see if there's anything there. Like, exploring every inch of every map.
Yeah, Halo was really good for that, the exploration. I guess there's no better time to talk about it. When Bungie made Halo 1, they really didn't believe in, like, invisible walls. So pretty much anywhere you can see, you can probably get to. It just might be very, very difficult.
Yeah. As the older the game got, more and more methods of doing that became known, and it was so much fun.
So that was a Banshee.
Yes, the Covenant flying vehicle, the Banshee. That dropship, those are called Spirit dropships.
Oh, I didn't actually know that.
I had to look it up again. But yeah, all of the Covenant vehicles are named after, well, ghosts. Yeah, I'm just getting those guys to keep their heads down.
Oh, man.
We're not going to bother actually fighting them. So last time... Sorry, last time we sort of mentioned that, we played this a lot way back when we were, I don't know, 14 years old. I want to point out, it was Swordfish and Cletus who got me into Halo. I was actually kind of reluctant.
Yes, you were.
I was the guy who made lots of comments like, oh my god, this Xbox is bigger than a VCR. How am I supposed to play with this giant controller in my small, tweeny hands?
They were terrible controllers.
They were. Cyborg Super Soldier fights aliens, so original. Yeah, but I definitely got won over, and I'm kind of hoping this LP will show why.
It's hard to show an 8-hour capture the flag game in your friend's basement with 16 of your friends, though.
Yeah.
Because those were, like, for me, the best times.
Yeah, no, that was great.
Blood Gulch.
Staggering your bio breaks. Like, you watch the base.
Yeah. Everyone bringing their tube TV over to their friend's house.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that was the time you could only have 4 Xboxes, so you had to have 4 TVs, all 4 players split screen.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good to see you, sir. I thought we were the only ones who made it off the Pillar of Autumn.
It's a mess, sir. We're scattered all over this valley. We called for evac, but until you showed up, I thought we were cooked.
Don't worry, Sergeant. We'll stay here until
I
evac
got a
arrives.
dropship heading in. Over here.
Over here.
Time for more fighting. At this point, I want to talk about... last video we mentioned Melee, and I said I had something to say about that. So, Bungie had a... I guess you call it design concept when talking about their combat. and they called it the Golden Triangle. And that is weapons, grenades, and melee. Oh, also new enemy type. This is the Jackal. They carry shields. They're jerks. So the Golden Triangle: guns, grenades, melee. It doesn't sound particularly unique. Like, lots of games had those. What Bungie did with Halo was that all of those things they wanted to be easily accessible with one button push. So every other game at the time, if you want to say Counter-Strike, Half-Life, Quake, Doom, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, all of them had grenades and melee, but it was a separate weapon you had to actually scroll to in order to use them. Whereas in Halo, it's just one button push.
Interesting. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
I never really thought about that, but yeah, I remember in GoldenEye switching to slappers.
Yep, exactly. And it makes it just like combat flow a lot easier.
I don't think we've talked about the dual joystick. Of course, you're on the PC, but like one joystick looking and one moving was revolutionary too. I don't know if they were the first, but they were the first like big ones to do it.
PlayStation had that, I think.
I don't think PlayStation 1 had the dual.
I'm pretty sure it did.
But
I might be wrong.
I don't remember, but I know we didn't play a ton on PlayStation except for Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
This is a new weapon here. This is the Needler. It's a weird one. It's the only Covenant weapon that you can reload. It shoots pink needles that seek out targets and then explode.
When you get enough of them in a target.
That's right.
It's just a flex. Like, nobody used this, like, seriously.
Yes, this is a goofy weapon, probably the worst one in the game. I'm not going to use it all that often, but we have to show it off.
Yes. When I first tried this game at Swordfish's house after school, I hated it because of the dual joysticks.
Yeah.
I could not get it down. It felt so bad. It took playing, I think, a snowboarding game on the Xbox
to get used to it.
To get used to it, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I personally came from the N64, so it just had the one joystick.
I did Dreamcast, which was, the best console that's ever been made.
Ahead of its time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is Pelican Echo 419. Anybody reading me? Repeat. Any UNSC personnel respond.
Roger, Echo 419. This is Fire Team Charlie. We read you 5 by 5. That you, Forehammer?
Roger, Fire Team Charlie. Good to hear from you.
If you're not too busy, Forehammer, we could use a lift. We have survivors to transport to the command shuttle.
I'm on my way.
Look, more lifeboats. They're coming in fast. If those lifeboats make it down, the Covenant are going to be right on top of them.
Bowhammer, we need you to disengage your Warthog. The Master Chief and I are going to see if we can save some soldiers. Roger, Cortana. Okay, Charlie Team, Warthog deployed. Saddle up and give them hell. Roger, Bowhammer. Stand by to evac survivors and transport them to safety. That's affirmative. Echo 419 staying on station. Bowhammer out. The Master Chief and I need some backup. Can you spare a few men?
All right, ladies. Volunteers step up on the double. The rest of you get to the dropship. Ready to roll! Showtime!
Oh, I love the Marines so much. So we're going to get introduced to human vehicles now that we can actually drive. So this is the Warthog. I guess since we mentioned it for the Covenant vehicles, I'll say that flying dropship is the Pelican. All human vehicles are named after animals.
Oh my god, how did I never realize that? Now I'm thinking about all the other ones.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just wanted to show off the original graphics here. I think it still looks pretty good.
It's still pretty good, yeah. It's how I remember it. Like, the indoor stuff is not.
Yeah.
Well, even the outdoor stuff, it just looks like you're sitting in a bowl. Like, there's barely texture.
Yeah, it's definitely old, but I think the outdoor holds up better for sure.
Yeah.
So the Warthog is a ton of fun. You can jump around, you can drive really fast, and you can do that. I'm going to claim I did that on purpose.
We haven't seen you drive in a while, Frenzy. This is...
Oh my god.
Finally. Frenzy driving again.
But I think it's very cool that you can just like flip over the vehicle if you roll it and everyone gets back in and off you go. But now we need to let Cortana give her famous line.
This cave is not a natural formation. Someone built it, so it must lead somewhere.
Oh man.
She said it!
She said it.
It's the biggest, like, no shit of, like, my life, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard that originally it looked more like a cave, but then people couldn't find it
Master Chief?
because it blended in too much with everything else,
Monitor their chatter.
and just the line never got changed. But yeah, it's a pretty goofy one. I guess I should mention with the Warthog, one of Halo's other big sort of selling points was the seamless vehicle integration. It sort of makes more sense in multiplayer, but just the idea that you can jump in a vehicle, jump out, drive it around. I mean, I feel like lots of other games had some vehicles, but they were super scripted, or you only use them in certain places.
Yeah, like you'd be like, this is a vehicle level.
Right, exactly.
It's something that I find really hard to balance in video games, is like the size of where you're going versus using a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Like, it has to feel like there's a purpose, and you're not just like walking there when get you the same speed.
Yep.
And this, I think Halo does it so well.
Yeah, like this last section we just did, like you could totally walk it. It would take a little while, but it wouldn't be that bad. Halo definitely does still have sort of vehicle sections where they expect you to use a vehicle, but it's not as big a deal. Sorry, one thing, we talked about frag grenades, but the Covenant also have grenades. Plasma grenades, or sticky grenades.
Yeah.
They are a lot of fun. If you hit enemies with them, it sticks to them, or if they hit you, for that matter.
Probably the biggest cause of death in this game at like lower difficulties.
Yeah. They definitely hit hard.
The Hail Marys. Fancy.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I'm realizing that this is the first time we've seen sort of projected light in architecture in the game. Like, the Covenant have energy shields, and even the stationary shields we've seen, but a bridge made of light is definitely a little bit different.
Who built this place?
Yes. That is the big question that no one seems to ask.
Like, he doesn't even test out the light bridge, he just fucking plows through it on a Jeep.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It worked.
Of course, you're playing co-op and someone turns it off halfway through, too, and you gotta restart.
There's new traffic on the Covenant battle network. A lot more crew made it off the Autumn than I had predicted. The captain really gave them hell. If we can find Captain Keyes and the other survivors, we have a chance to coordinate an effective resistance.
Captain Keyes is kind of a badass.
smoking a pipe on a spaceship.
Yeah. Crash landed a giant spaceship on an alien ring world and survives.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
It's baller. Oh,
Nice. Nice.
I feel
no!
I feel very bad about this.
Oof. He had a family.
Yeah. We're just gonna pretend the aliens got him.
Didn't even grab his dog tags.
I'm gonna make a supercut of all the times you drive and fuck up.
Man,
Please do.
I'm so mad. When I do test runs or like failed actual recordings, the driving is great. And it's just the times where I screw up are the times that end up being the runs that work, and it just it makes me so mad.
He's lying.
Nope.
This is the best he can do.
First one, he rolled it 12 times.
Yeah. Cortana had a voice line about a lifeboat, so there actually is one over there. I wasn't trying to trigger that line because there's nothing really there. There's no reason to go there, but there are crashed lifeboats with, I guess they do have ammo and health kits.
Cover in that structure. Let's check it out.
I was, I think, 33 years old when I learned what these structures actually were in the game.
Well,
They said there's no information on like anything in this game because it's supposed to be unknown.
yes.
Like you're supposed to just discover it, so of course no one knows what they are. But
Yeah, you're
I thought it
talking
was
about
really cool.
that Dev React
they
speedrun
did
thing?
So much good stuff.
Yeah, no, that is a lot. That is very cool. They mentioned that even they didn't really know what the structures were. They just thought they were cool. They decided afterwards that they are communication towers.
Yeah. Firing back and forth to other compounds on the ring.
Yeah.
But I didn't question it when I was a kid. I was just like, yep, this is normal. Kill aliens.
Yep, I mean, I still wasn't questioning it. I haven't watched that video yet, so...
Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of good stuff in it. But I guess we won't be able to post it in the thread because it's a speed run of the whole game and there'll be some, I guess, spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you're not getting a world record here.
Definitely not.
I already missed the game completion time.
Yeah, that's right.
Swordfish makes the same joke every LP.
Yeah. But part of the speedrun is killing the Marines so they don't slow you down, so he's on his way.
Yeah, so that is applicable here. We have an objective to save the Marines, but it's not like a mission failing objective. So if you fail it on purpose, you go a lot quicker. Which is kind of a neat trick, I guess?
Remind me never to sign up for the military with friends.
It's not real, come on.
Whoa, jeez.
It really does make you feel very powerful. It did a good job of that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially watching your Marines, like 2 Marines try to kill a grunt.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not super effective in combat.
Before the dropship arrives.
At least at low difficulties, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Echo 419 to Cortana, come in.
We read you, Echo 419. We have survivors and need immediate dust-off.
Roger, Cortana. On my way. I've spotted additional lifeboats in your area. One near a rock slide, and another near the head of the river. Hard to see from my altitude, but it looks like there are more survivors. Acknowledged. We're on our way.
Are you gonna let the Marines drive, or no?
They cannot drive in Halo 1.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yes, that is something that gets added later, but in this game, they cannot drive. At least they cannot drive the Warthog. We'll leave it at that for now. I'm waiting here because I want new Marine buddies. The Covenant actually did get the other guy, which means no witnesses. Hell yeah. But they take a little while to get here.
We also learned that they can't drive these they can't fly these drop ships either. They're actually flown by the developers and just scripted.
Yeah, that one I wasn't super surprised by.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Although I was surprised that it's not just, like, they don't just put in the path and it follows it. They actually had to fly and record,
Yeah.
which is
It
weird.
makes sense now why you can like put things in its way and it'll just like blast right through them.
Yeah.
Like it'll always take the same path, but I just think that's kind of neat.
So I wanted to talk about this level. It's a really well-designed level. There's 3 areas where we have to rescue Marines, and it can be done in any order. You can just drive around and do whatever the hell you want. Ooh. But each area has 2 entrances, which means that if you leave out of the entrance that you didn't... If you leave out of the second entrance, you'll always head right towards the next area.
Interesting.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just find it very well designed. Someone put a lot of thought into it.
I'd also get lost in them too, like, because the whole open worldness of it. Not really open world, but like more open than games at the time.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we mentioned this in another LP video, that at the time this was a huge, huge level. But in retrospect it seems smaller. To me, anyway.
There's some Marines.
Compared
Yeah.
to like today's
Like-
games, yeah.
Normal.
Yeah, I mean, if we're comparing it against, like, the Warzone map in Modern Warfare.
Yeah. Or like Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you also don't have a map. You can't just open a map and see where you are,
No, that's true.
which is something that I think helps you feel grounded. You're just kind of running around and have to remember where you've
I'll
been.
call in the drop ship to pick
I think if you mess around for long enough, they'll give you like a waypoint, right?
Yeah, that is true. So, another new
Oh,
weapon,
wow.
the sniper rifle. This thing is pretty great.
My favorite weapon.
Yes. It is a true point-and-click death machine.
Getting one shot in this game did not feel that bad. Like whether it was a sticky grenade or like a sniper headshot,
Yeah.
it did not feel that bad compared to most like one shot weapons.
I honestly don't remember. I feel like I would have been frustrated, but I don't really remember.
I think because a sticky grenade, you see the animation of the blue fire on you, and you just have a second to accept your death.
Yeah.
You go through all stages of grief.
Yeah, in 1 second, and then respawn, and you're back at her.
Yeah, sticky grenades never actually bothered me that much because, like, you have to put work into that.
Mm-hmm.
The sniper rifle being just point and click always kind of bothered me.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, but the maps were so symmetrical.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course, we're talking about multiplayer now, but
Yes, absolutely. I love watching the Marines walk around. I don't know why, I don't even want to know what word I want to use. I kind of want to use the word cute, but that seems wrong.
I think
Charming.
fetish is.
Yeah. I think that's even more wrong.
it's the wrongest we've ever gotten it.
Oh, jeez.
He liked
Nice
it.
one.
Yeah.
Warning. I picked up reports that the Covenant has located and secured the Pillar of Autumn's crash site. Good news is the captain is still alive. The bad news is that the Covenant have captured the entire surviving command crew. Let's hurry and find the final lifeboat so we can link up with the rest of the survivors.
I love the Warthog because physics so loosely applies to it.
Yes.
I was so I was driving the Warthog before I drove like a real car, right? I kind of just like thought that, I don't know, maybe the physics lined up IRL.
Yeah, but you'd be sliding around all the time.
And I learned how to drive in winter, so it was kind of accurate, to be honest.
Yeah,
My dad took me to a snowy parking lot and in a shitty old Mercedes, and like a 91, I think.
Nice.
Just like slid around, practice the ABS, you know?
I do. I know it very well. Canadian winters.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, in this game, you don't drive it on a proper road.
Yeah, that's true. I was just like thinking in my head, do we? No, we don't.
No. No, it's all like either slick-looking metal or light or outside.
That's a weird list, but yes, it's true.
Yes, it is.
I was going to say, I didn't buy snow tires until I was like 30 years old. So,
I still haven't bought snow tires.
No. You just get used to, sliding around.
Being careful.
Or being careful is probably the better answer.
I'm not buying them this year for the first time.
Or moving to...
Yeah.
somewhere warm.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could do that.
Life hack. Just move somewhere warm.
Uh-huh.
It was always fun trying to pick them out of this thing before they landed.
Mm-hmm. I also really like Marine buddies when they have sniper rifles. You can hear that other sniper dude taking pot shots at the dropship.
This was just so satisfying. Like, it's still just as satisfying to watch now as it was back in the day.
It is
like,
satisfying, but like watching it when I'm not playing it feels cheap.
It's like when we played Perfect Dark before this, there was the railgun that you could shoot through
Farsight.
walls. The Farsight, and that was the best feeling. And then this came along, and it felt very good.
Now that was bullshit to die to. Like,
yeah, it really was.
Fly-by-wire.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Again, that's kind of took skill at least.
Yeah.
The Farsight like seeked out a target, locked onto it, through walls, and you just clicked the button. Such bullshit. Alright, I kind of intentionally wasted all my sniper ammo because I want to do this last part up close.
Yes. Get your hands dirty.
That's right. A little bit, anyway.
Sick no scope. Throw it in the montage.
Oh, it's going in the Taj.
There was like no penalty for not using the scope. Like the shot doesn't stray like in Counter-Strike, so
Yes.
that's where this is like where I think no scopes got big.
Yeah, I think a lot of games, like I don't remember from Perfect Dark, but I think you had to scope in order to fire. And there's definitely other games that do that.
Yeah, Counter-Strike, like if you don't scope with the snipers, the shot is just completely wild.
Oh yeah. Like you miss people who are standing 2 feet in front of your face.
Absolutely, yeah. Bye, shield.
Just goofing.
Just playing with them a little bit.
That's the last of them. Roger that. I'm on my way.
New traffic on the Covenant BattleNet. I found Captain Keyes. He's being held on a Covenant cruiser, the Truth and Reconciliation, a ship I disabled before we abandoned the Autumn. The Truth and Reconciliation touched down on a desert plateau roughly 300 kilometers upspin. There's our ride. Get aboard and let's get out of here.
Welcome aboard, Master Chief. Ready for dust off.
I like using upspin as a direction. Like it makes total sense, but they had to like pretty quickly adapt to a different coordinate system.
Oh, upspin like on the ring. I get it now. Yeah, I never made that connection.
I actually saved too many Marines here. They can't all fit in the Pelican.
I'm not gonna sit on your lap.
You know what we gotta do now?
We should move out, Lieutenant, and then we'll need your help on a rescue mission.
I am so happy that the Warthog shows up in the final cutscene there.
Yeah, they weren't, like, pre-rendered.
No, they were all in-engine cutscenes. So you could do weird things like that.
Yeah, that was the best part of it.
Anyway, I guess that's it for Mission 2. See you guys next time. Hey guys, I'm back with a little bit more extra content. We talked before about exploration in Halo and how there weren't invisible walls stopping you from going places. And I just wanted to sort of expand on that a little bit. So just as an example, it is entirely possible to drive up this wall, give it a sec, and get up here. There is no reason to ever do that. This, whatever you want to call it, mountain, is definitely here to separate two different areas, but it's textured, there's a ground, you can come up here and walk around no problem. And I think that's very cool. And I actually have some cheats enabled because I want to show off a little bit more. Just as an example, there's absolutely nothing stopping you from coming up here. And again, not only is nothing stopping you, but Bungie kind of encouraged it. A whole community popped up, High Impact Halo, to do sort of exploration and tricks. And one of the things that people actually did, even though it took them 10 years to do it, is without cheating, they went from one tower all the way across to the second tower. Again, just nothing stopping you from doing that. There's no walls. There's a little bit of loading issues, as you can see, but, like, it works. And just that is really cool.